Sean Khalifa, man.
Money's the motivation, money's the conversation. You on vacation, we getting paid, so we on vacation. I did it for the fam. It's whatever we had to do, it's just who I am. Yeah, it's the life I chose. Gunshots in the dark, one eye closed, and we got it cooking like a one-eye stove. You can catch me kissing my girl with both eyes closed. Yeah, perfecting my passion, thanks for asking. Couldn't slow down, so we had to crash it. You use plastic, we bout cash. I see some people ahead that we gon' pass. so fly. You got me lifted, you got me lifted, got me lifted, shifted higher than the ceiling. And ooh, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted, feeling so gifted. Sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, 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 sugar, how you get so fly? You know it's better when we ride, what's hanging raw high. Doing what we do, watching screens getting high. Girl, you keep it so fly with your sweet honey buns. You was there when the money gone, you be there when the money comes. Off time, I can't lie, I love to get low. You're my little sugar, I'm your little chulo. And every time we kick it, it's all to the groovy. Treat you like my sticky icky or my sweet gooey gooey. Got me lifted, shifted higher than the ceiling. And ooh, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted, feeling so gifted. Sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, 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 sugar, how you get so fly? I ain't worried about a thing, 'cause I just hit me a lick. I got a fat sack and a super fly chicken. I wanna fly right now. I wanna see all my homies get down. I wanna feel like I can't come down. I got a dream, so I can't stop now. I wanna fly right now. I wanna see all my homies get down. I wanna feel like I can't come down. I got a dream, so I can't stop now. I gotta stop feeling invincible and start feeling invincible. Hey, feeling impossible. The hardest thing is believing in your dreams. Stop feeling invincible and start feeling invincible. Hey, feeling impossible. The hardest thing is believing in your dreams. I feel like a stranger to myself, and sometimes that feels dangerous, but I beg you see me for who I truly am. Maybe not if it wasn't planned. Some days I look in mirrors and I wonder who's that man. All my people gather round, I'm here to inspire. If you're running on E, I put the fire in your lighter. Black Hollywood never started and it's over. People only care when you're Denzel or Oprah. Kosher, poster, make my homies bolder. When your fear's near, you don't wanna get closer. Rappers sound the same, so they chains getting colder. Women claim your boy for some credit and some doja. Hold up, that's just how we make it. Black never breaks, so your patience gotta face it. Know my life matter, but my matter keep on aching. This a warning, never conforming. I wanna fly right now. I wanna see all my homies get down. I wanna feel like I can't come down. I got a dream, so I can't stop now. I wanna fly right now. I wanna see all my homies get down. I wanna feel like I can't come down. I got a dream, so I can't stop now. I gotta stop feeling invincible and start feeling invincible. Hey, feeling impossible. The hardest thing is believing in your dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fields for today's men's lacrosse contest featuring your Southern Virginia Knights and the Mules of Muhlenburg College. President Wilcox and the Southern Virginia staff, thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to respect the following Southern Virginia athletic rules. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team, not against the visitors. No profanity, vulgarity, racial or sexist remarks. No personal remarks towards players, coaches, or officials. Show that you know the game. Stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Zero tolerance for alcohol and tobacco use at all contests. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team and keep it positive for our visitors. Thank you for your cooperation and go Knights. In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer which will be offered by Carter Bean.
Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for the opportunity we have to be here and play and watch the sport that we love, and we ask that both teams can get to the game with safety and no harm or injury. And we're so grateful for the fans that have traveled here, and we ask that they can travel home safely after the game. And Father, we're so grateful for all that does for us and the love that has for each of us. And we say these things humbly in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, if you will all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our nation's national anthem. Thank you. And now for your starting lineups. First for the Mules. Starting at attack, number 0.
Welcome to the
Scott
fields here
Vane.
at Southern Virginia University.
Starting at
I'm
attack,
Joshua Nielsen, and with me, as
22,
always, is Dallin
Ethan
Kember here
Grossman.
for this wonderful
Starting
game
at attack,
of men's lacrosse
number
here. You know, we've
29,
got
Bobby
a little bit of
McLaughlin.
cold weather today, some
Starting in
overcast.
midfield,
You know, it's a beautiful,
number 12,
beautiful day for lacrosse. Other than that, what do you think about that, Dallin?
Oh, definitely. It's going to be exciting to see a good game between two good teams. Both teams are kind of reeling from some tough losses over the past week. We'll see who can end up on top and get back on the winning side.
Yeah, today we have obviously Southern Virginia University here with
Number 37.
let me make sure I say it right. Muhlenburg College. You know, Muhlenburg College is 3-1. Coming off of the last game was a loss, and the Knights are 3-3 at this point. You know, having a few away games here where they've lost on the road. You know, what are some of the reasons? You know, that from just looking like what causes losses from? You know, they seemed like they were pretty tight games, but ended up in the end just kind of falling away.
Yeah, they were tight games up for the first half for both games, but just the sheer volume of shots that the defense had to face, they weren't able to corral the offensive rebounds. They weren't able to get the ball cleared to the offensive half in the second half of those games to be able to give the offense a chance to answer any goals that the opposing teams have scored in Merchant Marine and Stockton. So it's going to be really important to be able to control those offensive rebounds for the Knights today to make sure that Muhlenburg doesn't get any extra opportunities.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, some of those, I guess you could say, fundamentals of lacrosse that need to just be fine-tuned sometimes. You know, sometimes they can be forgotten about a little bit, especially getting those offensive rebounds, which, depending on where it lands, if it goes out of bounds and you're able to get it there first, but if it just bounces out in front of goal, sometimes that's anybody's ball. But yeah, that's. Right now we got the starting lineup coming out onto the field right now. We have for the Knights, number 16 is going to be out there, and that is Zach Daneman. Number 10 is out there. That's going to be Tennyson Schmidt. I believe number 32 is next, which is going to be Sean Lamb. And then I believe that's number 30. Is that, or I can't see 20. Number 30, which should be Peyton Kimber. And then 22, that is going to be Brady Cook. And 31, who is Seth Millington. And number 5, Jacob Lamb, who's going to be at defense. And then number 33, we have Brad Gardner, also defender. And then number, was it 4? Yeah, 4, Kyle Fujikawa, my bad. But yeah. Here we are. Teams are lining up here to shake hands. Refs are just, going to explain the rules as usual. Say, this is the distance we want you between each dead ball. Give, for if there's anything going, on the play after anything happened for infraction, whatever. Goalie's going to shake hands. We're going to get this game on the way.
Yep. Some keys to the game that we're going to want to look for today, Josh, is for the Knights specifically is time of possession and rebound control, like we were talking about earlier. These two teams are matched up almost exactly. They have the exact same clearing percentage. They have the exact same shooting percentage at 32% each. So there's not a clear advantage for either side if the other one dominates time of possession to be able to make up that time in offensive efficiency or cause turnovers or anything like that. So it's going to be really important to control the rebounds, limit Muhlenburg to 1 shot per possession, and be able to make sure that we clear the ball into our offensive half.
Yeah, and today the Knights are going to be wearing gray, whereas Muhlenburg is going to be in the red or crimson, I believe, is the color that they call it also. So, not to be confused, but yeah, the Knights are in gray today. And it looks like there was a face-off violation against the Knights.
That is not a great way to start.
But number 12 here from Muhlenburg, that is, let's find his name here on the list, is Alexander Giaquinto. Passing the ball around, but Muhlenburg is just working the ball around the top of the box right now. Kind of settling, getting their first offensive possession and seeing what they can come out with here.
Yeah, and we see that Brady Cook and Peyton Kimber are the defensive midfielders on to start. They were the guys that started on the wings. It's going to be really important for the midfield subs to be efficient with their work in the transition game, both making sure that they get their defensive matchups on as we're going to our defensive half and making sure that they're pushing the game and getting the offensive specialists on quickly as we go to our offensive side.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, transition game is where most of the time where you can get killed the most with people sleeping or just people, if you man-up opportunities usually arise from, a bad transition game. And there's a quick shot, but a great save there by RV.
Yeah, that's one that RV was lucky to make. That's definitely a shot that Muhlenburg would want back. Wide open on the crease,
most
3 yards out.
I mean, for a second I thought it was going in, but RV was able to get his leg out and get a piece of the ball and redirect it.
Mm-hmm.
Muhlenburg with the ball at X at this right now. Number 22 here is challenging. That is Ethan Grossman.
And Josh, he's really the quarterback of their team. He alone produces almost 25% of their offensive output through assists and goals. He has a hand in just about everything that happens on the field, and if he doesn't get a touch, Muhlenburg usually doesn't get a goal.
Yeah, I mean, he has, like you said, just looking at some stats here for him, he has on the season so far 10 goals with 9 assists. So yeah, he's really, he not only can he score himself, but you're right, he's a great feeder there. And there's a good look there from Muhlenburg. That was number 8 taking the shot. That's Brandon Moyer. He was about 10 yards out on that shot and was able to beat the bottom left corner here on RV.
And number 8, you got a player in Moyer who doesn't necessarily lead the team in shots taken, but he's one of the 5 guys who have double-digit shots on the season, and he converts at a pretty high clip. So he's definitely one that's a little bit sneakier. He's not going to jump off the box score at you, but he's one that you have to pay attention to on the backside of the defense.
And we're back at X here at center field for the next face-off. Refs getting players set, and ball's still loose on the ground, but they're going to be, looks like another whistle blown, this time against Muhlenburg. So the Knights will have their first offensive possession.
That'll be something that'll be key to watch because, as the rules state, on the third face-off violation and any face-off violation after that in one half, it's a 30-second penalty on the team that violated. So both teams each have one, and we're only 3 minutes in.
Yeah, and the shot taken by the Knights there, that was number 18 who took the shot. That was Russ Anderson. But luckily, number 32, Sean Lamb, was there to back up the shot, and the Knights maintain possession, making sure that they have as many opportunities as they can to get a goal here.
It's going to be interesting to see how Coach Lamb juggles his lineups a little bit today. Peyton Kimber and Brady Cook are kind of that first line on the wings out, able to play defense really well in transition and able to do a lot of work on the offensive end together. But the second line is really where we're going to see some flip-flopping.
Almost had a look there. Number 16 there from the Knights. That's Donovan. Was able to get the ball on the doorstep, but missed it. Oh, but then there's a great look there. Number 16 again. Donovan was able to get a pass from number 32, Sean Lamb, from X, just right there in front of cage, and just able to put it in. And now they've tied it up. We're one and one now here in the first quarter.
And that's just great awareness, taking advantage of a team who maybe is coming in a little bit slow. It's a bit of a travel from Muhlenburg to get up here to Buena Vista, Virginia. And Sean Lamb with the quick recognition, understanding that Muhlenburg's defense really pushed hard to try and get that back up. And so he had his man beat already, just scooping the ball if he moved quickly. He did that, was able to find Daneman on the backside.
He definitely was able to use that fast restart, pick up the ball and go. And then he was able to find that. That was a good look there. We're back at X. We'll see what happens here. So far, both face-offs in the game have resulted in some kind of infraction, but it looks like the ball is going to come out this time. It's on the ground. But they're going to blow the whistle as Jacob Lamb stepped over the restraining line too early.
And that's just the case of getting big eyes.
Yeah.
Really excited, the wide open ground ball, but as a defender, you have to make sure that you scoop it while your feet are still inside that restraining line. You can't leave it early.
Yeah, I don't think Coach will be happy about that one. It's a fundamental thing on face-off that you have to stay back there until the whistle's blown for possession.
And the nice thing is, obviously, it's happening in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Plenty of time to make up for that. Yeah, it's not going to be a huge issue.
Oh, got beat there.
Very good defensive rotations there by the Knights defense. He had a man slipping. Kimber slipped on his feet. And then
they're going to call – there's a flag down. There might be a push with possession there. On number 5, Jacob Lamb. I believe that's what the call is.
Yep. Yeah, that's what the official's signaling down there, is a push with possession.
So now we're going to have the Knights going into their first man-down situation. We're going to see how they play this. Last time they were home, they decided with a box, and they locked off on the star player for the other team. But looks like today they are just going to go to a standard box and one.
Yeah, and the reason they did that is because Carter McAlphin in the last home game for the previous opponent, I can't remember exactly who we played last time, but he was really just a feeder and assister, and so if they were able to stay on his hands, he wasn't able to do much else. Whereas for the Mules today, there are quite a few guys who can both score and dish, so you kind of have to play a more traditional man-down defense.
And the ball's on the ground here. We have some really good closeouts from the Knights, disrupting this offensive play. We'll see who comes up with it, but back on the ground, but it looks like Muhlenburg is going to get this. And with being man down, there's going to be a few guys open down low, but it looks like the penalty is released, so we're back to even.
That's a nice hustle by Isaac DeJarlis to be able to release on the penalty, almost get the ball on the ground again.
Muhlenburg's just going to settle it. They do have just about 30 seconds left on the play clock here to get offensive possession. They're going low on the wing here for an ISO play. Looking inside. Oh, good. It was kind of a garbage a bad ground ball, just kind of, transition there, but he was able to pick it up as the missed pass went. Basically, the ball fell at his feet. I didn't see who was. Was that number 21?
22.
22 again. So Ethan Grossman was able to just scoop that up on the backside there on the doorstep and able to just put it away, because kind of hard you can't expect RV to stop something that close.
Yeah, and that's Grossman. He's got a very high lacrosse IQ. Just judging from the stats, you can see that. He's got 10 goals. He's got 9 assists on the season, leads the team in both categories. And that's just him being in the right place at the right time and knowing what to do with the ball when he's in a kind of an unsettled situation.
And there, he adds another goal to his season, brings him to 11. But looks like we're going to have a fast break opportunity here for Muhlenburg. But Knights playing good position defense there, getting the ball on the ground. And the Mules are going to take the ball at the top of the box here, settle down, and get their subs on the field.
And if you're the head coach for Muhlenburg, you probably would have liked to see your LSM take that shot from a little further out when he had the opportunity instead of run himself into a ground ball. Luckily, his teammate was able to bail him out.
Yeah, once you get in close like that, no matter as a long pole, it's really hard to get a shot off once your hands are covered, especially with you have that extra 3 feet on your pole. It makes it a lot harder to get a shot off when someone's on your hands.
Exactly.
Ooh, good save there by RV. Muhlenburg's going to maintain possession here.
That was James Delamonte with the shot, number 21. He's another one of those kind of sneaky, got to pay attention to on the backside. Good shooter if you get him an assist.
And Ethan Grossman had a really good look there up to the wing on, was it 21 or 0? I didn't see. Number 0, Scott Fan, who he just, as he was driving up, was wide open and was able to just put that pass RV on the close pipe there.
And Scott Fan and Ethan Grossman are the duo that you really want to watch. They're both on the attack line. Fan is a pure shooter. He is a guy who can just catch it with his feet set and rip it to any corner that he wants.
Yeah, this is a really good dynamic duo when you need that for getting a point on the board. Back at X here for the next face-off. Whistle blown. There was an infraction here on the Knights, so Muhlenburg's going to get the ball here. So the Knights have 2 already this half, so if they get 1 more, that's then they're in penalty territory off of that.
And we're not even out of the first quarter, so you're probably going to see the face-off strategy going with having an LSM take the face-off but not even really go for the clamp, just trying to stand up and make it a muddy 3-on-3 ground ball instead of let Muhlenburg win the quick one-on-one fast break face-off.
Another shot taken there by number 21, James Delamonte, but went wide of the goal there. Muhlenburg's going to be taking the ball from X. Number 15, Kevin Huntsman, is really playing out on his offensive player there at X. Putting some pressure on him. That is Ethan Grossman that he was defending. Really making sure that it's not an easy time for him just to have just a free time to look in and find that open player. But Muhlenburg setting up. Dodge from the top there. Number 21 here, James Delamonte, is protecting the ball very well, getting the ball out to number 0, but a great save there by RV. Scott Fain was when he took the shot, but RV was able to get it and went right into his stick. It looked like it was going low, bottom right, but RV was able to get that.
And again, you see the shooting ability of Fan, just able to absorb any contact that's coming at him. He's got a great base, was able to get his hands free and get a shot off.
The Knights are going to take possession again, and so let's see if they can get a score off this. During their transition, while they're getting their subs on, they are challenging just to make sure that if Muhlenburg is caught sleeping, they can get maybe get a quick goal. But other than that, they might wait and let their team settle in and get some offense going.
And offensively for the Knights, that attack group of 4 players: Chandler Westcott, Tennyson Schmidt, Sean Lamb, and Zach Danneman account for 70% of the Knights' offensive output.
And the Knights are having some bad passing here a little bit, but luckily there is no one there to challenge them for the ground ball. So the Knights are maintaining possession. A look inside with a catch and a score there. That was a good look. That was number 10 there. That is Tennyson Schmidt, who had a little, used some stick work there, playing with the goalie a little bit there on the doorstep, and then found the opening and put it away.
And before he was even able to get those fakes on the goalie, the ability to catch in traffic was just incredible.
Yeah, it looked like the pass was a little low.
Yeah, pass was a little bit low, but it was right where it needed to be if you're really looking at it from kind of a geometry standpoint. Chandler Westcott just fed it to the middle, kind of low into the hip of where Schmidt was. For the only place where he could catch it. The defender was on his shoulder and behind him, wasn't able to interfere with the catch, and he was able to come out of the traffic and put the ball in the net.
Yeah, it was a really good look there. Great way to put that ball away there at the end. Looks like Muhlenburg's going to get this, and they're going to have a fast break opportunity.
Good patience.
But good job there by the Knights. Still riding and making sure that they don't have a quick goal, too quick of a goal there.
Usually in those situations, you saw Seth Millington, the LSM, just kind of riding on the back shoulder of Frankie Feaster, the face-off man for the Mules. Usually you'll see an LSM try and go over the head, and the face-off guy will usually just kind of wait for you to make a move so that he can get his hands free. But that was great patience shown by Millington to be able to get the check on his stick and discourage him from shooting, force the ball just out to the alley.
Yeah, and now Muhlenburg's just working the ball around, looking for their opportunity here. Challenging, taking a shot. That was number 26 from Muhlenburg. That's Thomas Murphy. It's his first goal on the season, and he was able to just catch that, and he ripped high on the goal there. That was close to the top bar, and that just beat Arvey there. It was a good look from him. So now we have the score 4-2 with Muhlenburg in the lead, and we're back at X here for the next take.
Yeah, and I mean, not much better way to get your first goal. Bull dodge straight into the short stick defensive midfielder and shoot through the contact, high right over the goalie's head.
Yeah, it was a good-looking goal. Back at X, I believe number 13 for the Knights is out there again. That's Nick Baer taking the faceoff. Oh no, sorry, excuse me. That is number 31 taking the faceoff. Seth Millington.
And again, you saw that strategy change we were talking about. Millington didn't really even go for the clamp. Just kind of stood up and tried to force the defensive exit so that they didn't have to worry about any kind of fast break, high-quality goal coming from Muhlenburg.
Great handle there good job by Arvey coming out where it looked like Ethan Grossman was going to have an easy goal there, but Arvey came out and just bodied him to keep him from getting the shot off and was able to step in front of it. But as in transition trying to clear the ball, the Knights have lost it. So far, Muhlenburg has gotten possession, but the ball looks like it's going to go out of bounds. Let's see what the call is. And it is going to be Knights possession.
Just barely trickled over the end line there.
Bad pass here on the clear. Ball's on the ground, rolling out of bounds, and Muhlenburg is going to take a quick possession here. So a couple quick turnovers here.
The officials actually say that the ball was tipped by Muhlenburg.
Oh, it was
so
tipped. Okay, so Muhlenburg is okay. So the Knights will maintain possession with this. And Sean Lamb challenging from X, looking for someone. It looks like shots taken high of the goal. That was a shot taken by number 23, I believe, who was Patrick Reese. Went over cage, but Knights are able to maintain possession here.
Yeah, and offensively, like we were talking about, the majority of the offense comes from the attack group, those four names that I mentioned. So we're going to have to see what production help they can get from the midfield.
And the Knights working around their challenging bit. They're just trying to, I'm guessing they're just trying to get an offensive scheme going here, trying to get some kind of challenge. They want to come out with a goal, even though they're only down by 2, so they have some ground to make up, but not a whole lot. Kind of a weak shot taken there by Sean Lamb. He was a little off balance when he was trying to take that shot, and he wasn't able to get a whole lot of power behind it, and it was pretty easy for the keeper here, number 20 from Muhlenburg, to be able to save that, and that's Garrett Pope.
Yeah, and as a shooter, obviously Lamb had his hands free on that, and he had a decent base, but with the contact forcing you to bend sideways, it's a lot more difficult to put the ball in from as far out as he was.
Here's a quick transition here with a pass downhill, and we have a flag on here. We have a penalty, and that was number 10, Tennyson Schmidt, who caught that pass, the outlet pass, basically from about midfield.
By number 10,
he was able to get a really
Schmidt.
quick exchange there off the ground ball from Muhlenburg, and it was really good, a really great play there. A heads-up play by Schmidt to be able to put that away, even with the push in the back there. There's going to be, Knights should come off with this with a man-up opportunity. I didn't see what the exact call was that they're going to give for the penalty, though.
Let's see if the officials signal to the table here. Looks like it's going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty on Muhlenburg for 1 minute.
Well, that means hopefully the Knights, here with the face-off, they might try to, even with the 2 violations, maybe they'll try something here to. They're going to get possession on it.
Since the penalty was a dead ball penalty after the goal was scored,
the Knights
the possession is automatically awarded. Yeah.
So we'll see what they can do with their first man-up opportunity here, and see if they can translate it to another goal, and get this game tied.
Definitely an important thing to try and take advantage of.
Looks like Lamb is having a word with the ref here. But play will resume.
he might have been asking for a non-releasable or an extra time on that penalty. He felt it was a little bit more unnecessary. The roughness was a little more unnecessary than just 1 minute.
Yeah, that did look a little bit rough on that play there. But the Knights, you know, they're just working the ball around, looking for outlet. The shot was taken, and the keeper was able to get the ball here. Although every man is going to be covered here, so we'll see what's going to happen here as the Knights are on this right here. Now they only have 6 seconds left to get this ball over midfield, so they're just going to huck it down.
Airmail it down to the other end.
And the Knights are able to maintain possession. Let's see if they can get the ball back into their offensive zone. Looks like the Knights will have 7 seconds left on this play, on this man-up opportunity, but another great save here by Muhlenburg. A quick outlet pass here, and they're transitioning into their offensive play here from Muhlenburg.
Yeah, I noticed all of the shots for the Knights that are being saved are going up to that top bar of the goal. They are going a little bit offside, but Garrett Pope is a pretty good goalie. You're going to need to mix up your angles and the way that your planes change on your shot a little bit more to get the ball past him.
So Muhlenburg here in the offense, they're just working the ball around, trying to get going. It looks like they're setting up here a little bit of isolation here for number 21. That is James Delamonte. Number 8 with a quick shot here. That is Brandon Moyer off the pipe and bouncing out of bounds here, but Muhlenburg is able to maintain possession off that shot. It looks like a timeout is taken by the Knights. We're going to talk things over here as they were struggling a little bit. Garrett Pope is playing in cage. You know, he's able to. It seems like he's able to get a stick on those shots as long as he has enough time to you know, farther out shots when he's able to read the plane there and get his or track.
And you wonder if it's a little bit of a patience issue, you know, because it's really easy to get those hands-free step-down shots in an extra man offense, but it's a little bit harder to make the defense work, take a little more time, think a little more, and try and manipulate them so you can create a higher quality look.
And here Muhlenburg with possession here after the timeout, working the ball around. Great recovery there on the defense.
Great tight rotations. There were a couple scary moments there where the defenders were scrambling around, but there was really good communication between Millington, Kimber, and Gardner to kind of work on that three-man rotation to get Kimber back in the middle and crash on Grossman before he could score.
Yeah, Muhlenberg's having good little motion going on here. The ball's at X here as they're taking it. They're going to get another, trying to challenge here. Down to under 25 seconds left on the play clock for Muhlenberg. Knights are playing very good defense. They're down to their final 15 seconds. The shot's taken by number 21, James Delamonte, and it went wide of goal, but it didn't hit cage, didn't hit the keeper, so it's not going to reset that play clock. And they have 10 seconds left here. Ball is thrown away, and it's going to go into the offensive side for the Knights. But they're calling.
They called an over and a back violation on that.
Yep. So that it's going to be possession for the Knights, and they're going to take over. And we're in the last 40 seconds of play here with a quick goal. That was a good look.
Great recognition.
Yeah, so goal taken there by Peyton Kimber. My bad.
I would love to be related to Peyton Manning.
Peyton Kimber here taking the shot and being able to put that away. It was a good look there, being able to finish that and get this game tied going into the end of the first quarter.
That was great recognition by Kimber to re-dodge back down the alley. He tried to work towards the left. Delamonte was able to cut him off. But he kind of backed off and gave Kimber a little more space, and Kimber recognized that and rolled back and went down the alley, was able to get a really good shot on the bottom left corner.
Back at X, it looks like ball's going to pop out for a ground ball, and Muhlenburg's going to get possession here, so that's going to release on the restraining line here. Oh, and we're going to have a trip here, and that's a flag down. Looks like it's going to be on number 18 for the Knights, Russ Anderson. He's going to get that trip with possession.
Yeah, and that's a tough situation to be in. You're fighting hard for a ground ball. The opposing player scoops it up, and your legs just kind of get tangled up. It's nothing intentional about it. It's just kind of one of those things that happens. And now the defense has to, the defense has to try and react.
It does look like they are going to be doing 1 minute on that. So the Knights here having to play man down again for the last 30 seconds of the first quarter.
Now, I'm not sure exactly what the actual penalty call was, because usually tripping with possession is only a 30-second penalty.
Jacob Lamb was standing in front of that shot there, so was able to absorb all that, help his goalie out a little bit.
If the Knights can hang on to this for the last 5 seconds. Oh. That was not a very smart play by Brady Cook there. If he would have held on, because as you hold on with penalty, if you hold on to the ball, you're able to maintain possession going in over the quarter break. But instead, Brady Cook shot the ball, and that's going to force a face-off. Whereas they had the opportunity to maybe kill the penalty, they would have been able to. Now they have to go to the face-off and try and get it back there.
Yeah, most definitely. We're taking the field here again. The Knights are we're back at X here for the face-off, as you mentioned, because we didn't maintain possession here going into the end of that penalty, which 33 seconds still remain on the end of that penalty. We're going in here on the face, a man down. We'll see how the Knights play this. Knights are able to get oh, they're calling. Is that a loose ball push maybe? I didn't quite see what the call was.
Yeah, they're calling a loose. It's technically a loose ball push. It would more be interference on Seth Millington. Because after Brady Cook scooped the ball, he kept kind of making contact with the Muhlenburg player on the wings there.
Here we go, Muhlenburg's here, working the ball around. Ball's at the top here.
The penalty has released, so.
Yep, and shot
Great
taken,
save.
but RV was able to get that ball in his stick, and kind of an easy save there for him.
See if Kimber can create some more transition magic here on the clear. There
Shot
it is.
Taken there. Peyton Kimber with the
Beautiful.
working right there. He was able to spin off that and able to get a shot off and going into the back of the cage there.
And you could see as he was going down the alley exactly what he was trying to do. It was a great hard dodge to the left to get his defender to cut off to set him up for the rollback. Beautiful job to get back to his right hand and was able to put it bottom left on the goalie again.
That was a really good look there by Peyton Kimber.
And it's really important that he's having a good game so far in this first half because he's the only other one who is above double digits as far as how much offense he creates, the percentage of offense he creates for the Knights. He's the only midfielder who's in double digits as well. Those 4 attackmen contribute the rest of the offense that we've been talking about, and then the rest are very small contributions made by the rest of the team, which is why I was saying that it's going to be important to see what kind of help that Kimber can get from the midfield, especially with Carter being injured for this game.
Yeah, and on that, the Muhlenburg was able to win the faceoff here. It's going to be a slow transition here. It will be number 77 was able to beat his man here, and that is their faceoff guy. That is Frankie Feaster. Number 17 with the ball, working it around here for Muhlenburg. That is Jake Whittingslow.
Almost had another goal for Grossman there. That's a play we've seen run a couple times now by Muhlenburg, is that little slip screen at X. Instead of actually setting the pick, Grossman will fly around the crease because he's already got a step advantage on his defender, and there's no slide because all of the rest of his teammates are so high. So he has plenty of time to get that shot off on the low angle before the slide comes to make contact. Pretty lucky that he only put it wide and stuck it in the net instead of in the goal.
And the Knights with possession in that transition, able to get that clear. They're down to 40 seconds on their play clock as they're working around here. Bad pass coming in, but the substitution box is able to step on and save the Knights from not going out of bounds and maintaining possession here.
We're kind of seeing the third line of midfield for the Knights getting a run with Nate Hobson and Bryce Gardner.
Knights again working the ball around, looking for the best opportunity. They're down to their last 10 seconds here. They got to get a shot off or they're going to lose possession here, and it's going to go out of bounds, but it's going to stay, or it's going to go with Muhlenburg, indicated by the ref here.
That was good hustle by number 7, Kyle Lando, to get the defensive backup on that for Muhlenburg.
Here they are with almost a fast break play there, but with the hustle here from number 31 from the Knights, Seth Millington. He was able to slow that down and make sure that there was going to be offensive possession. It looks like another timeout is going to be taken here. I believe that was by Muhlenburg on this call, so they're wanting to settle it down and get an offensive look here when they're with that timeout in their own zone. So we'll go ahead and take a small break here, just during this timeout, just to let you, once they are coming out of that, we'll get back to play. We'll come back.
Struggle, knock me out of my position and interrupt the vision after everything I witnessed after all.
welcome back after that timeout. So just catch you up. Yeah, Muhlenburg is going to be taking possession here on the low wing, and they're going to be working that around after that timeout. You know, talking things over. They're definitely going to be wanting to come out with another score here, especially since they are looking at you know, they are down 5-4 at this point. They're probably wanting to get another score to make sure that they can even this up at the you know, towards the middle of this beginning middle of this second quarter.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's especially important to try and keep this game close and even because, as we said before the game started, both teams are almost identical as far as their offensive efficiency and their ability to manufacture goals. And so it's going to be really important to keep together because neither team is very well constructed to make any kind of big comeback.
Yeah, most definitely. They're one of those just the plays like once you get the lead, you just have to kind of hold on to it and not dig yourself too deep in a hole here. And but Muhlenburg is working the ball around. They are down to the last 10 seconds on their play clock. Great lift there to keep the ball from having a lot of power behind on Ethan Grossman there, and RV able to step in front of that and save it. Looks like RV was banged up a little bit there in that take, but the Knights are able to get possession here. Quick transition here, but the ball is on the ground again. Ball is knocked out of bounds. We'll see who it's called and going to give it. The ball is going to be given to. It's going to stick with the Knights here. But yeah, RV on that last exchange, he's kind of kneeling down in front of cage there, probably off camera for you, but he is on the ground a little bit. And he was taking maybe, I think he took a little bit of a shot to where, you know, sometimes it hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's fine now. He's just kind of crouching down in the crease. He'll catch his breath back.
But it was a great save by him. And the Knights taking possession here, going to settle, get their offensive unit on the field, and try to get something going here.
Mm-hmm. And the midfielders, we got Bryce Gardner with Robbie Trewartha.
They're wearing the shot taken by Lamb.
Man. That's a great look. The defense just kind of fell asleep on Lamb up top.
It was just over the top, just over the crossbar there. But the Knights are able to maintain possession.
Muhlenburg is playing more of a zone defense right now. You kind of see him shift into that. They're not following the ball behind X as much.
Yeah, they're just keeping their unit real tight. I think they've been seeing a lot of goals taken there on crease, so they're just trying to force those outside shots. Where, you know, Garrett Pope has had pretty good success this game in stopping those shots from wide. But you know, Knights down to their last 20 seconds on this take. Ball up top, shot taken.
Oh, that was
just
a great
wide
look.
of cage. Down low right there, but just wide. The Knights are able to maintain possession. That shot was taken by number 11, Bryce Gardner. And Sean Lamb going to be taking the ball in the possession here, down to the last 7 seconds. Shot taken, but an easy save there by Pope. And looks like it's going to be also a quick clear here for Muhlenburg. Bringing the ball down into their offensive zone.
Yeah, and defensively, that was a nice change of pace for the Mules to throw in a zone instead of a man-to-man. The Knights' actions had started to kind of figure out where the Mules' slides were coming from, where their help was coming from, where the rotations were going back to, in order to be able to kind of pick apart their defense. So it's a good change of pace to throw the Knights off balance and hopefully keep them from scoring a little bit longer.
Yeah, changing that up. Shot taken there by number 13.
Goal,
number
for the Mules.
13 from Muhlenburg. That is Daniel Doriste. Sorry if I'm butchering that last name, but he was able to take that shot there, beat RV at the back of the cage there, and that looks also like it's his first goal of the season.
Yeah, and that's got to be a frustrating goal for Coach Winterton, the defensive assistant for the Knights, for the defense to have given up. That was just bad angle play by all three of the players who approached, and that Doreste was able to run through.
So we're here back at X for the face-off. The score is tied now, 5-5. Number 77 again, Frankie Feaster was able to get that clamp and able to get that ball out in front of him to be able to scoop it up, and he's been doing pretty well here, winning that face-off game so far this game.
Yeah, he's been doing very well, but I mean, kind of got to take that with a grain of salt. The Knights are number 208 out of 231 teams in the nation in face-off win percentage. So it's not very surprising to see Feaster doing
not
so well.
surprising when you're seeing that. It's just he's doing well for them up there at X in this area at the center field there. But Muhlenburg working the ball around again and getting quite a bit of some motion going on here to get the Knights defense moving.
The Mules definitely seem to be playing with a lot more urgency on this possession. There's a lot more intensity in their movements, in their passes, in their fakes, in their dodges. There's a lot more energy that they're putting into this. Oh,
Shot
man.
taken by number, I believe,
Oh,
25?
dear.
No, 21. That is James Delamonte. And that was a bounce shot that was able to it was hard for RV to track there just as it came out, and then it bounced and went back up high into the goal, and just one of those shots that's hard to stop.
And Delmonte says to DeJarlis, "Welcome to Shake Shack. May I take your order?" DeJarlis got shook all the way to the other side of the field for Delmonte to get his hands free on that.
Yeah, it was a really good look by him. Now we're back at center field for the next face. Ball up in the ground. It's still on the ground. No one's gotten possession. It looks like Muhlenberg's going to get possession here. Number 12 was able to get that ground ball. Alexander.
Good save.
Yaquinto. And the shot was taken, but a good save here by RV.
Grossman had a great step-down look in that transition. It was a really good job by Ian RV to take a couple steps forward to take up more of the cage relative to what Grossman was seeing.
Yeah, but the transition game, the Knights were having trouble getting that 20 seconds to clear the ball, and they had to huck it down just to see if they could get something. But Muhlenburg was able to get possession off of that, and now they're working on their clear. They're down to their last 8 seconds to get this ball over midline.
And that's definitely a trend that's happened at all levels of lacrosse this year with the new clearing time rules.
Yep, there's a failure to advance here, call for the Knights, so they will take over possession here.
Yeah, the benchmark for the best clearing teams was, until the shot clock and the new clearing rules have kind of been implemented, it was 90%. This year at all levels, the average is about 80%. And so you see teams having a lot of trouble adjusting to that. And it's creating a lot more unsettled opportunities for offenses going the other way after failures to advance.
It's going to turn games more into higher shootouts with higher scoring opportunities, especially with the faster pace that the offense have to play here. And number 30, Peyton Kimber, mishandled but it looks like there was a push, a push without possession. So it's going to just change possession or give possession to the Knights.
Yeah, that call was on number 37, Matt Hager for the Mules. Interference after the ball was scooped up. He just kept shoving Peyton Kimber out of the way. And that's something that you can't do once your teammate has possession.
The Knights again, they're settling here, trying to get a look going. Peyton Kimber with a shot right into Pope's stick. Looked like he was trying to go for the 5-hole there a little bit, but Pope able to step out and get the ball. And Muhlenburg here on another clear.
And that shot was maybe a little bit rushed by Kimber. He had a lot more time left in the possession. He was a little bit contested on that, kind of jumping away from the goal. But, I mean, obviously they like to see him trying to press and force the defense to react to him. But maybe like to see a little bit more patience.
And on that, the Muhlenburg's able to get back on their offensive side here, and another possession for them here to look, and they're settling down. They are down to about their last 30 seconds on the play clock here. We'll see what they can do with the time that they have left. Looks like they're setting up for a wing ISO play here. Look for a look inside. Shot
Good block.
taken, but it was a great block by the defender. Didn't
Well
quite
done.
see who it
Yeah,
was.
It was Kevin Huntsman crashing to the middle to be able to get on that. There's very good communication on the backside of the Knights defense.
And with that, the Knights are working to get the ball cleared. A great outlet pass there from Jacob Lamb to Peyton Kimber there to get it cleared into the offensive zone for the Knights. Knights just are working the ball around the top.
And Kimber's put in a solid 2.5 minutes of work. He's going to go ahead and run to the midline to get a sub.
Yep, the Knights now just going to settle the ball, get all their subs on the field. Not really challenging right now. They just want to make sure that they have a good shot here. Like, they want to be able to tie this one back up.
When we see Pat Reese here on the field with the midfield unit. Pat Reese and Isaac DeJarlis are kind of the two midfielders.
Shot taken off the close pipe there. That was number 7 taking the shot, Isaac DeGarius.
And Pat Reese he's a speedster, like we've talked about in a few other games, and it's really good to have him back from injury. We haven't seen him get a ton of offensive run, but he is really good at beating his man. He's got a very quick first step.
Ball on the ground. He's going to be knocked out of number 16's stick there on the check, Zach Danneman, will roll out of bounds and give possession to Muhlenburg.
Reese is lucky to get out of the way with that hit to the back there.
I did see the ref reach down. He thought about it for a second, but then he
had his hand
decided
on his
not
belt.
to. He had his hand on his belt, ready to throw that flag. I think if the player had fallen to the ground, he definitely would have thrown that. But because he was able to get back up and he just let the play continue.
Yeah.
But we're coming down to the last 2.5 minutes here of the first half. Muhlenburg with possession at the top of the box. Working around here. They're looking for something. They want to definitely go. They can go up two points here, deficit in this first half. They're gonna, it's gonna put them in a good position. But with that, it did look like it came off the goalie, and they're gonna reset the play clock on that.
Yeah, the defense of Knights was a little scrambled there, but there was a lot of pointing and a lot of communicating and not a ton of foot moving in the middle. There were a couple times where if the Mules had had their heads up a little bit, they would have had some pretty easy feeds to the crease.
Shot taken just wide again, but the Mules are going to be able to maintain possession here.
There's that little slip screen again by Grossman. It's a play that they've run 3 or 4 times now.
That's a
good
great
save
by RV. Let's see if they can get this ball on their offensive side and get one shot or one last attempt here at goal.
That save, I think, was really created by Brad Gardner. If that pass would have been any quicker, that ball would have gone in the goal. But because Gardner was on Grossman's hands, the ball kind of floated through the air, and it gave RV time to get across to the opposite post and stuff.
And with that, Jacob Lamb, who had possession here, carried it over midfield, and he had a double team on him, and he just lost the ball, and it rolled out of bounds and gave possession to Muhlenburg. And it looks like a final timeout is going to be taken. Final minute and a half, or just under a minute and a half of the game. Muhlenberg's going to be taking possession in their own defensive zone here. They got to get the clear first. Ball on the ground.
Good ride by Chandler Westcott.
Yeah, great ride. as typically goalies don't wear elbow pads, but he was able to find an outlet pass here to be able to just leg it down for quick transition here, but the ball ended up on the ground. Keeper's trying to get a clamp on it. Whistles are blown. Looks like they're going to call.
See how the officials sort this mess out.
They're going to give possession to Muhlenburg. I think they called a push in the back or interference, one of the two. I could not quite see what the signal was.
It was probably a push in the back. That was a pretty crazy scene right in front of the cage there.
Almost a scrum going on there. Looks like another timeout is going to be taken, but this time by Muhlenburg, using their last timeout of the half. Probably going to talk things over, make sure that they come out and get a goal out of this in the final minute of the game.
Yeah, and we'll see how the Knights can handle it for 60 seconds. Obviously, you want to keep your eyes on Grossman. You want to keep your eyes on Thayen, the two leading shooters and scorers for the team. But also those other two that we kind of talked about, they're a little more sneaky on the backside. Brandon Moyer and James Delamonte. Really, really want to make sure your communication is just as tight as it can be and as clear as it can be to make sure that the defense is positioned well on the backside to be able to handle any skip passes, to be able to approach right when the skip pass happens, to be able to force the ball where they need it to go instead of allowing the offense to have their way.
Most definitely. I wonder if the Knights, I wonder if they are going to be implementing. We saw Muhlenberg do it where they went from change of pace on the Knights is going to something like a zone. I don't know. I'm sure they've added something like that to their playbook, seeing with the play clock changes, seeing how things like that can affect. We'll see. Doubt they're going to be doing that right now, but I wouldn't be surprised in the future if they start adding a little bit more depth to that defensive package.
Yeah, and with the shot clock being implemented this year, at the professional levels we've seen in the past, teams have kind of a zone package that they'll put in the last 10 or 15 seconds. Like if a shot goes wide and goes out the back and they get a backup, they'll switch to the zone real quick to kind of throw the offense off balance so they can't just get a quick hitter in the last 10 seconds to try and score. They have to try and adjust to a new thing on the fly with not very much time to try and adjust to it. And I think that as a defensive coordinator at the college ranks now with the shot clock, you have to have some kind of zone package implemented. So we'll see if the Knights do implement anything like that in this possession.
Right now, Muhlenberg just getting possession at the top of the box here, kind of working it around between the midfield here, just trying to find an opening, trying to drive here. It looks like getting the ball back to Ethan Grossman, who passes it up top, found someone on crease and able to put that away. Number 29 with the goal there, that's Bobby McLaughlin, able to put that one away. I didn't see who the assist came from, but was able to get that right there on the doorstep and just put it past RV.
Yeah, the assist came from number 6, PJ Lambara. It was just a simple wing dodge, didn't really even beat his man. It was just a great backside cut by McLaughlin to be able to put that home. Really good feed, well-timed, well-placed. And again, it's the backside communication we were talking about that needed to be tightened up.
Yeah, and with coming off that timeout, Muhlenberg was able to win that possession or win that and get a score. And here we are back at midfield here for the next face-off. Number 77 here, Frankie Feaster, was really able to win that quickly, able to get down. He's taking a quick shot off that, and looks like Muhlenberg is going to maintain possession as they were able to back up their shot here. And we're going to start possession here again with the last 20 seconds for Muhlenberg, and we'll see if they're just going to hold on to it or if they're going to try to get one last shot off in the last couple of seconds here.
Yeah, that shot was barely wide. Pretty lucky that one didn't go in. Frankie Feaster was able to bull dodge Daneman.
Oh, another scary look on crease, but luckily the goal did just go just wide. We're down to the last 8 seconds here as the Knights as the Muhlenbergs take possession from X, passing it up top, and they did. They were able to put it away. The assist there from assist goes to number 29 on the shot.
21 on the shot, 29 on the assist.
21 on the shot, 29 on the assist.
Goodness.
21 is, making sure I got the names here, James Delamonte, and 29, Bobby McLaughlin, was able to get that feed into him. Defender was caught sleeping there on the crease and was able to get that feed in there, and quick goal there with 3 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, he had about 3 guys just watching the wing dodge coming up the side, not even paying attention to any cuts going on the back.
But with that, the whistle is, our horn's going to go here, and we're going to go into the half here. I'm sure Lamb wasn't happy in that last transition there. They're probably going to talk things over in the locker room, try to make some changes here to make sure that they can, get things fixed here going into the second half.
Saw Sean Lamb get a little bit heated with Frankie Feaster there at the end of the half. We'll see if that emotion plays into anything that happens in the second half. Hopefully they're able to calm down and not make any dumb mistakes because of anything that's going on. But
yeah, and with that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll meet back up with you at the
Stepped out of my zone. I had to get out all alone and figure it out on my own. I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, flat pop. Shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
So, yeah, you guys, you're going to have to go down to the gravel and then go up the ramp. If you can't get in to this side, that makes sense. So you're going to have to go down to the gravel and then up the ramp. And the one they always exit out of, the same ramp, and the elevator up. It's just, it's mostly that.
From the A train to the A, I'm coming in. the shot. I'm coming in. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up, wake 'em up, wake 'em up. See, I'm still sleeping, so I had to shake 'em up. I kept it too real. I wasn't faking up. My real life was a headline. Your real life got a deadline. My timeline was a hashtag. Your timeline just a hate crime. Coming in hot, feeling like pop. Back in 9-4 when he took 5 shots. Too much drive to ride your way. Ditch my top and I'm off that lot. Black on black on black on black on black on black on black. You don't have to ball a rap to get them racks on racks. Uber poolers trying to catch my vibe and find my way. Yeah, I know I'm ratchet, but I really save. Hot sauce dripping. Everybody wanna start dipping. First nobody wanna listen. Now everybody pay attention. Now everybody can see. Even Trump gotta take a knee. When the horn blow, y'all gon' see. Make the wall fall down like I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like pop. I shoot the shot. I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot, coming in hot. Shoot that shot, shoot that shot. Shoot why not? Hey, why not? Ain't no big, feel like pop. We can't lose, we can't stop. Yeah, coming in hot. Coming
Welcome back to the second half here of this men's lacrosse game between the Southern Virginia Knights and Muhlenburg College, the Mules here. And we're going to be getting this second half started here. We're at center field here for the face-off here, getting ready to go. Refs are getting the players set and ready to go for this face-off. Number 77 was able to get the clamp there, but it looks like there was a face-off violation call against the Knights, giving the ball to Muhlenburg here. We have Muhlenburg here just gaining possession of the ball here, just going to be settling here as they're getting their subs on the field from that face-off.
It's going to be really important to see how the Knights do defensively, trying to get Muhlenburg out of their groove that they were able to get into in the last half. A lot of it was caused by, the Knights' mental mistakes giving them back possession where we didn't really need to.
With that, the ball was on the ground here, but it looks like with it falling on the ground, the fight for it, the possession was awarded to the Knights here.
Mm-hmm. There was actually an interference violation on the Mules that caused possession to go to the Knights, because otherwise it would have stayed with them as Millington went out of bounds with the ball. So,
but with that, the Knights are able to get it past midfield here, and good clear here, getting it to the open man there. Even if the ball was on the ground, that was an easy pickup. He had no one else around him. And the Knights are able to get their first offensive possession here going on the second half.
Yeah, in the second half of that second quarter, after the Knights got to their 5th goal, the offense kind of went quiet. There wasn't a ton being done by any of the attack group, and
they are going to. That is going to stand. That goal was shot and diving into cage there, and was able to go in. And that was number 34, Robbie Trewartha. Sorry if I messed up your name there, but yeah, that was great there. With the new rules of the diving into cage there, able to get some of those shots taken there, and that one did go in, and it does stand on that, and the Knights are able to bring it from 8-6 now, from the 3-point deficit going into the half.
Yeah, and Josh, the crease dive has brought a lot of controversy in the lacrosse world this season. There was a really vocal majority, it seemed like, wanting the crease dive back over the past few years, and now that it's back, there's actually a lot of pushback against it. Almost more people don't like it than do. It's been really interesting to see how that's been implemented and how it's called and the effect that it's having on the game.
Yeah, and some of it could be attributed to the, maybe, it's the objective view of the ref on whether or not it was, a dive towards the open of the, whatever, how they see it, kind of reminds me of the catch rule within the NFL for a while was just there's so much controversy behind it. Yeah, or still, but just looking at that kind of like you have stuff like that that's going on where it's very objective according to whoever is reffing that game.
Yeah, and there's a lot of schools of thought that just kind of talk about, because there's talk, there's kind of an ice cream cone that they'll make another spot inside the crease where you can't land if you dive, but then it gets to the point of, well, we already had a line that you shouldn't dive into anyway.
Great look there from number 21 for Muhlenburg there. That is James Delamonte. He had on-the-run shot there, was able to just put it away, top right corner past Arvey there. And, that brings the deficit back to 3 points here with Muhlenburg up 9-6.
Yeah, and, looking at the score, obviously, as we've said, these two teams are pretty evenly matched statistically, right? Muhlenburg creates more shots overall, but they don't get as many shots on goal. And their shooting percentage of shots on goal isn't as good as the Knights. The Knights get less shots, but they have a higher percentage of their shots being on goal, and so they score about the same amount of goals each. Like we said, their shooting percentages are exactly the same. And to have a 3-goal deficit like this, it's not completely insurmountable, but you definitely got to start doing something to limit the time that the Muhlenburg offense has with the ball.
Yeah, and with that, the shooter stepped in the crease after the shot and turned over possession here to the Knights. And so with that, even with that win at the at the face and the Knights or the Muhlenburg taking possession here, the Knights are going to gain it and gain possession here and try to get the ball into their offensive side of play. With that, they were able to get the ball over midfield. And we'll see if they can get another score out of this.
They were able to get, kind of in that slow break, kind of mid-substitution type of set from their offense. They were able to get a goal from Tuartha last possession. We'll see if they can do something similar or if they can execute well on the 6-on-6 to be able to get a goal at the end of the shot clock.
with that, number 11 for the Knights, Bryce Gardner, lost possession of the ball there as he took looked like a check, hit the bottom of his stick that kind of popped the ball out. And Muhlenburg was able to gain possession here, and they're going to be able to clear the ball here pretty easily. But the Knights are settling back into defense to make sure that this is a settled situation and not unsettled.
Yeah, great job by the Knights to get back in transition. But again, a turnover, with 50 or 45 seconds left on the shot clock is really frustrating. As a player, as a coach, as a fan, to see that happen, you didn't use up the whole possession, so it's not like you took time away from the opposing team, but you also didn't get any kind of chance to create a goal for yourself.
Yeah, great back check here from number, I believe, 3, Carter Bean. No, number 18, I believe that was who had the back check there. That is Russ Anderson on that play. Muhlenburg was taking an on-the-run shot, but he was able to get a back check there and just get the ball to pop out. And hopefully here we're able to get, the Knights are able to drive down here in the possession and maybe, looking to get another scoring opportunity. Donovan there with the ball. It's Schmidt with the ball there, passing it down low to X to get this offensive possession going.
And Schmidt had a couple looks that maybe he could have tried to force a ball in there, kind of high risk, very high reward. They would have definitely ended in goals if they would have gotten through, but you don't know if they would have gotten through for sure.
Yeah, but with talking about that, you have and ball on the ground. Sean getting hit there, ball on the ground again. Knights are able to come out with it. Donovan fighting for it on the ground again. Donovan with a one-handed scoop there, able to get the ball back down inside. Ooh. Shot taken off the pipe and bouncing out of bounds, but the Knights are going to be able to maintain possession there.
Really good backhanded shot by Schmidt there, trying to make the most of an unsettled situation.
Yeah, and with that, Sean Lamb did take a pretty hard hit there when he was driving in on crease to take the shot. Maybe trying to force the issue a little bit too much here, but needs to. Knights, obviously they need to start getting some points on the board here with these offensive possessions, but you've got to make sure that they're good, clean looks.
Yeah, and Lamb on that move, he was really trying to get back to his strong left hand, which he's very, very good at with his left hand. But
shot taken there, just over cage by Sean Lamb. Maybe a shot out of frustration a little bit, just trying to get something going, but it did take the shot, went over cage. Went out, but the Knights were able to back it up here and maintain possession here as they're continuing to try to use this. They're managing the play clock a lot better this possession than they have in the last few, making sure that they're utilizing the time. Great screen there. Peyton Kimber there at the top, top right of the box there was able to just get a screen look, had his player duck right as he was taking the shot, and the goalie didn't see, wasn't able to track him, just was able to beat the goalie. It was a great look there.
Yeah, and those are the kind of shots that you look for. There's a perfect pass up. I think it was from Chandler Westcott that fed him on that. Beautiful, he didn't have to move, like cross the stick over his body to catch the ball. He was just able to catch the ball right back straight into a shooting motion and go to it. Those are the kind of shots that you see Klay Thompson take from threes, just catch it right in the pocket and be able to send it up in the NBA. Same kind of shot in lacrosse that you're trying to look for. It really it makes an easy look for the shooter to be able to put it wherever they want it instead of having to worry about where the ball is being caught.
And with that on the next phase, Muhlenburg are able to win and get the ground ball again, giving them another offensive opportunity here. Just going to roll the ball up to the top there, knowing that no defender was in the vicinity to make sure that was an easy pickup there by Muhlenburg to maintain possession here at the top of the box and continue to get their offensive unit going here. The Knights still playing in a man defense here. Off of the switch there was maybe should have done a switch there instead of running through on that play, but it's hard to say because sometimes. But with that, was able to shot was wide and didn't go into cage, but it's still a scary look there.
Yeah, it's definitely. It depends on the defender's communication, right?
Yep.
Whoever's communicating the switch or not. But looking at the angles on that one, it probably should have been a switch.
Yeah, and then number 21 there with the shot for Muhlenburg. That is, again, James Delamonte able to put that away, bottom left corner on RV. It's just right now they're just kind of punching back and forth in this quarter. Goal for goal, trying to just Muhlenberg's just making sure that they keep that 3-point deficit.
And Delamonte's having himself a game on that one. He was able to freeze Millington with kind of a hitch a fake shot, if you will, and it made Millington stand up, where Delamonte was able to go right by him to put that goal right at RV's feet.
And back at midfield for the next face-off here. Getting the ball behind him for Muhlenburg here. Feaster was able to get that there, but he also was able to get the ground ball. There.
Great job by Nick Bear there, shading Feaster's right hand so that he couldn't make the pass to the middle.
Yep,
he had Delamonte sprinting down the middle wide open for an easy goal if he would have been able to get the pass off.
Have a good job making sure that he wasn't able to, and the Knights are able to get settled here on defense. Man up on whoever they're defending this possession, and or at least at the beginning of this possession, and hopefully we're able to get a stop here and get it back on offense and get another opportunity to score. Ethan Grossman with the ball. Man open down low at X, going around
good
for
save.
For the shot, but RV able to get that, and the defender able to pick up the ball there and get it to their keeper, RV. And Peyton Kenbury here getting the outlet pass and able to transition here into offense. Great swim move. Ball down on the ground. Able to pick up that ball. The Knights able to pick up the ground ball, maintaining possession.
Oh, dear.
Although bad pass results in the ball going out of bounds and change of possession here going over to Muhlenburg. With that, Muhlenburg able to advance the ball into their offensive zone. Looks like they're just settling here. They want to get all of their subs onto the field, make sure that they have another good opportunity to score here. Although mishandled pass here, ball on the ground, but defender not able to close out quick enough to challenge. Muhlenburg maintaining possession here.
Yeah, and if you're Muhlenburg, I mean, understanding what we do about how the teams are evenly matched, you really want to try and obviously maintain your offensive edge, but the way that you're going to do that best is by keeping the ball out of Southern Virginia's sticks.
With that slide a little late on that, but shot was able to come off, but just wide of the net, bouncing over the top here. That was number 26, Thomas Murphy, on that shot. But yeah, the slide was a little bit late there from Crease, and he was able to have his hands free and get that shot off. Ethan Grossman taking the ball from X. Looking for some opportunities here. Ball still at X here. Number 21, James Delamonte with the ball, working it around up top. Found the skip pass across. Had an opportunity to shoot, but decided against it. That was number 29 with that ball.
Oh!
Shot was taken right at the last second of the play clock and goes in. That was number 22, Ethan Grossman, taking the shot there and just able to put that one away, just kind of there at the very end there, kind of got that bounce over RV's stick and just went in.
That's one of those shots that goes in almost because of the contact that the defender is making, because it creates such a weird release for the offensive player. The goalie doesn't read it like a normal shot, and it has some weird spin on it. It bounces weird, whatever happens, and it just kind of goes in.
And made it hard for RV to track, and just can't do much on those as a goalie.
No, but as a defense, it's frustrating because you had a really great possession. Your rotations were tight. You were on guys' hands. You didn't give up quality looks. You gave up a really contested look, and it still went in. It's really hard to stay motivated. It's kind of a demoralizing situation to be put in when you do everything that you can and the ball still goes in the back of the net.
Yeah, it definitely is. It looks like number 19 for Muhlenburg, that is Matt Burke, is now out at center field taking the faces. But with that transition here, the ball is on the ground, and the Knights are able to gain possession here. And we have a fast break opportunity here for the Knights. Shot taken, put away.
There it is.
That was number 17. Nate Hobson able to get that in a quick transition goal there. No one closed out on him as he was pushing in on the fast break, and he took the shot and was able to beat the goalie on the left pipe.
Fantastic, just all-around transition play by the Knights there. A great double team at the midfield. Good ground ball. First-time ground ball by Nick Bear, and then a great find. 30-yard pass upfield to Hobson, and he just took it right down Main Street and scored.
Yeah, really good look there by the Knights. those transition goals have been key for them getting some scores this year. But can't always rely on those. But with the new, like we were talking about, the play clock implementation, it does add for more of those type plays, considering the transition game does happen a lot more now.
Yeah, and we see an interesting switch up here at the faceoff for the Knights. Zach Danneman, normally an attackman, has been taking the last 2 or 3 faceoffs for the Knights. And he is known as kind of a ground ball machine. He's a bulldog hustler. And so maybe Coach Lamb is looking for a little bit more grit at the faceoff X to try and create some more messy ground balls that'll give the wings for the Knights a chance to get involved.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult when you're trying to win that ground ball game, but it's you need someone in there who can put up a bit of a fight to get that. And not saying that whoever's out there can't do that now. It's just you want someone who maybe is a little bit more experienced or is having more success with it.
Yeah, and I really think it's more of a speed issue than anything else. It's not that the other players who have been facing off.
Shot taken here by Ethan Grossman. He looked like he got his defender stuck here at X a little bit and was able to work around the crease. And there was no help that came. There was no slide, and so he had an easy opportunity one-on-one with the goalie. And Lamb is not happy with that play.
I wonder if there was almost an inadvertent whistle or something like that,
But
because
there is a flag on the play.
Trewartha just kind of gave up behind the crease. He stopped running.
It's hard to say, but Lamb is having a word with one of his players there on the sideline. It looks like the flag that was thrown is being waved off. There was no actual penalty involved.
Or there was a penalty and they waved it off because the goal was scored.
Either
Usually
one,
that
yeah.
happens for a push with possession or trip with possession if
Yeah,
the
either
goal was
one.
scored on the possession. Yeah. But I still am just confused because
It looked like the Knights had just kind of stopped playing there, and Ethan Grossman just took the opportunity to run around crease and take an easy opportunity there.
yeah.
So. But again, Muhlenburg winning
That's a cheap
winning
flag.
it, and then with that, there is a flag thrown, on, I believe, on number 10 for the Knights. Schmidt. Another goal scored here by Muhlenburg. Things are kind of falling apart a little bit, and with that, it looks like the Knights' defense here is going to have. They're kind of huddling together, trying to talk together because there was a little bit of confusion there, and was able to allow that easy goal for Muhlenburg again. And that brings the Muhlenburg 13 to 8 here against the Knights as we're in the bottom part, towards the end of this third quarter.
Knights a little bit lucky. They called offsides on Tennyson Schmidt instead of a slash like I thought they were going to, because he kind of took a swing at the guy as he was going over midline. That just would have been exactly what we needed, was to have a man down as well as giving up a transition goal like that.
Yeah, but luckily, because with them scoring, that did wave off the flag in that instance. Although it didn't seem to me like he had stepped over the line. To me, it looked like they were calling him on the slash, not offsides call. But
yeah, no, the ref signaled offsides after, and Schmidt was having a conversation with him, saying that he didn't touch the line as he stepped. But all in all, it ended in a goal, and now the Mules have possession again.
Yep, overall, and now here we are. Part of the problem, obviously, as you're playing defense more, the Muhlenburg has had a lot of possession here, and the Knights have been playing a lot of defense, and fatigue can start setting in here a little bit as you're trying to keep things settled. But way to get a stick on Ethan Grossman's hands there to get the ball on the ground. Although the Muhlenburg was able to get possession, RV was able to make the save, and here we have a quick outlet play here, just transition here. Hobson with the ball for the Knights, taking it into their offensive zone here.
And with the Knights, it's getting to the point, this possession almost feels like a must score.
Most definitely. They have to put something away. right now they're down by 5.
Oh,
there's
wow.
a great low to high shot from Peyton Kimber. Just beat the goalie to the top right. That was a great, we were talking about it earlier in the game, to beat Pope here in cage. You got to really change the line or the plane that you're shooting on. On that one he did it. He went from that low shot to the high left there, and it just put it away. Pope wasn't able to track it probably properly, and he was able to get in or beat him.
Yeah, and you almost wonder if Kimber hurt us down on the field. Because his body language, he was standing there for about 10 seconds and he just kind of knew, I'm shooting this no matter what. And when a guy's got that look in his eye, it's either going in or it's going to just that will be the backbreaker. If Muhlenburg had a clean save on that and went down and scored, I think that would have been the game for the Knights. But that goal by Kimber, I think, really injects a little bit of blood, a little bit of energy into the offense going forward, and hopefully the defense can match the energy and be able to get on the ball.
And with that, great fight here on the offensive play, and it should be blown for the Knights, seeing as 77 knocked the ball out of bounds, but refs are talking about it.
The officials couldn't see it because nobody was here on the near wing line.
It looks like they are.
So I think they're going to go with the alternate possession here because they didn't signal either way necessarily, and because the refs couldn't see who knocked it out first or not. It's almost like the jump ball possession arrow in college basketball, who determines who gets that if the officials aren't able to determine it with their own eyes.
Yeah, again, Lamb's not happy on the sideline, having a discussion with the refs. He thinks clearly that 77 was kicking it in front of him.
And obviously, from what we saw in the booth here, we had a clear view that 77 was the last one who touched it. But
it's hard to see that when
you can't fault the officials.
Yep.
Yeah, they do have the
when the ref isn't there.
they have the specific positionings on the face-off that they have to be in. You have to have one guy on the box line, on the near substitution side, and then one guy actually running the face-off.
With that, the back side is open here for Muhlenburg, but sorry, but go ahead and continue.
No, you actually can't have an official on this far sideline where the ball went out, and so it's not possible to have the eyes that you need when that kind of play happens.
Yeah, but in this situation, it's a little unfortunate for the Knights, but Muhlenburg is going to get possession here, and if they've taken a few shots here, there was a backhanded shot taken that went wide. Now they're just working the ball around the top of the box here. See if the Knights can get a good defensive stand here. They've got them down to their last second, and there it is. Got a bad pass out, and Zach Donovan with the ball running downfield. He's going all the way, takes a shot and 5-holes the goalie. He's able to, Donovan there ran pretty much coast to coast on that and was able to just put it right between the goalie's legs. Great look there to put that away and get another point on the board for the Knights, bringing it back down, the deficit back down to 3.
Yeah, man, credit to Coach Lamb for the substitution that he's made in the second half here, putting Donovan up on the midfield line. He was playing defense in that possession. He's been doing a great job on the face-off, slowing down any transition, fast break, and that is just a goal that you need.
Most definitely. And here looks like Hobson is back at midfield for the Knights to take this face-off here. Trying to contest that a little bit. 77 for Muhlenburg was able to win that clean lead. That, again, is Feaster. Here we are, Muhlenburg just maintaining possession here, getting their subs back onto the field. They're seeing the momentum shift here a little bit to the Knights, and they just want to try to probably slow that down and get possession and use as much of the clock as they can in this time that they have. Because last thing they need to do is let the Knights continue to get a run like this if they want to put this game away. But obviously the Knights here, it seems like the defense here is reinvigorated, having some clean looks here. Muhlenburg working the top, or I guess kind of towards the top of the box here, working the ball back to X.
And the one thing you got to worry about if you're the defense on the Knights is, yes, you have a little bit more energy, a little bit more urgency, but it's like we were talking about the overplaying. That energy could lead you to put yourself out of position, like just happened there. Whew.
Good job there by RV to deflect that out there. That was number 15, Maxwell Siebert, or sorry, number 6, PJ Lambara taking that shot for Muhlenburg. Just going outside there, or getting deflected by the keeper to keep it out of the cage.
Oh, apparently it wasn't deflected by the goalie because they didn't reset the shot clock on that.
Oh, it must have hit the ground, and it must have had a spin on it that just redirected it and went out and went back. But yeah, with 17 seconds left, 15 seconds left on the shot clock, defense here is playing well to make sure that they aren't getting too many looks here that are clean looks. Although Ethan Grossman with the ball, great save by RV, and hopefully the Knights are able to get possession. Oh, ball came out.
Oh no!
Oh, wow. That was a scary look there, but the Knights are able to get that. And that is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter here.
Wow.
Great defensive stand there at the end to make sure that Muhlenburg is not able to get a goal there at the end. That was pretty scary, losing the ball there on crease, especially since the ball came out of the defender's stick, popped up pretty much right on the doorstep of the goalie. That I don't know. I wonder if the offensive player had the ball seated properly in his pocket, if it wasn't all the way in there, and he just didn't have full control of it yet when he took the shot.
Well, I think he was just trying to grab the ball out of the air. He knew there was low time and try and just send it towards the cage any way possible. Yeah, it was just kind of a one-handed snatch and kind of wrist flick towards the goal. But the Knights are lucky they got away with that one.
Most definitely. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break between the quarters here, and we'll catch you back when we start the fourth quarter.
A little time out might do you good, might do what's good for we be done for good. Cause I can make it good, I can make it hood, I can make it come, I can make it go. I can make it high, I can make it fly, make it touch the sky, hey baby so. All of the time you be up in mind, check it through my cell phone, baby no. You wanna kill the vibe on another night, here's another fight, oh here we go, baby. Don't worry about it, lady. We'll go out to the floor. So now you're here with me, so you gratitude, leave that attitude way back at home. Yeah, you see him look, baby, let him look, and you cold looks, cause we look cold. Yeah, you heard about all the about what we can't control.
Welcome back here at the beginning of the fourth quarter as we start this next face-off here with Muhlenburg winning it. Passing the ball.
Great
here.
check.
Great check to make that not an easy pass, but he's going to be triple team, but able to get the pass off to the top here and getting a man opportunity and able to score off of that. It looks like the shot was taken by number. Can't see there. Still rallying up. It was number. We won't turn around here. Number 12. Who took that shot for Muhlenburg, and that is Alexander Giaquinto. The Knights, they sent that triple team once that ball got on the ground.
Yeah,
trying to get that.
And I think that's one too many guys that you send to the ground ball. You have the one on who's defending the face-off man coming down, and I think you send one more, but then everybody else has to stay back. There's just too many people on the backside that you have to worry about to send 3 guys to the ball in that situation.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened with with 3 guys down there in that bottom corner, just so far away from cage. There's nothing you can do to help especially since they were able to get the ball out and up to someone who was able to pass it and get that transition goal there. But here we are back at midfield for the next face. Knights
and they got to win
that. Hobson able to win that face here and passing the ball over to Peyton Kimber so he can get off the field here. Get the subs on. Peyton Kimber challenging, but tripped up a little bit. Looks like he tripped on his own feet there, but ball down. But went right to the stick of another defender here for Mullen.
Man, when the ball's bouncing your way, it's bouncing your way. Holy cow.
Although bad pass here towards center field, although Muhlenburg is still able to maintain possession here. A lot of unsettled situations here as the ball is, no one's able to seem to keep possession, but here we are, good ground ball, getting it up.
Run to Jar, let's run.
To Jarlis here, passing it back to X. Looks like the Knights are going to settle this a little bit. They need to give the middies a little bit of a break here to get the substitutions on, especially with having to run back and forth there in transition about 3 times really quickly.
Yeah,
need to give them that break.
Hopefully that face-off win is a sign of things to come for this fourth quarter. We could definitely use that ball bouncing our way a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. The Knights definitely need some more possession time here, and if they can win that face-off, it's going to give them that opportunity to have more possession. Just
man.
Off the goalie's foot there, but the Knights are still going to be able to back up the shot here. That was, I did not see who took the shot. That was
Chandler Westcott.
Chandler Westcott, number 14, who took that shot for the Knights. Almost went in, but it looks like it just got a piece of the goalie's foot and bounced out.
And he's a player who's been pretty quiet today. If he could have a big fourth quarter, that's going to be really important for the Knights to try and get back into this game.
And Sean Lamb with the shot, and it was taken, but it was stopped by the keeper and bounced out, and Muhlenburg was able to get the ground ball. Now we're going to have the Knights here on the ride, see if they can force, stop this transition. They have 4 seconds to get the ball over midfield. Looks like that should be failure to advance, although the ball was hucked. We'll see what they're going to say, but it was hucked out of bounds. So the Knights are going to get possession of this ball and take it over here. Lamb just grabbing the ball and hucking it onto the side where he feels the ball should have been, because in theory that ball, he was at 60 seconds when he threw it, and that would have been a change of possession down here, but he did throw it down the field, and looks like the refs are going to award the ball.
This is another one with a 4-goal game, 4-goal deficit that the Knights have right now.
Flag down on the play. Looks like there was a check here, and not quite seeing what he's saying.
They're going to call a slash penalty.
Sorry, slash on number 3 here on Sean Lamb. As he was taking the shot, he was getting pretty beat up by number 3 as he was getting ready to take that shot, and that's why they threw the flag there on him.
Yeah.
But so Knights have a man-up opportunity here, 1 minute on that penalty, so let's see what the Knights can do if they can capitalize on this chance to score here.
This is one that you have to capitalize on if you're the Knights. You have to make sure that you shorten this deficit a little bit, because with only 12 minutes left in the quarter and with Muhlenburg dominating time of possession like they are, you have to find some way to close the gap and give yourself some momentum going forward.
They've got to get something here. Oh, defenders stick in the path of the shot there. Oh,
goalie's out of the cage.
Out of cage.
Send that home. Oh!
Keeper stepping in front of it and getting the stop.
Pope with the hustle to get back in front of that.
Another flag on the ground, but Sean Lamb able to maintain possession with a shot just wide, but Knights are still able to hopefully keep possession here, keep that going. So
just a shooting gallery right now.
With that dead ball, it's going to get the penalty. And there's still 14 seconds left on the first penalty, and we're going to have
another slash.
So we're going to have, looks like that was on number 15, I believe. I can't see who that is as he's running off. 35, actually. Nolan Robinson for Muhlenburg. And that is going to be another minute penalty. So the Knights are going to have a 2-man up opportunity here for about 15 seconds. So we'll see what they can do with it. This is definitely an opportunity where they need to put one away, but they do have plenty of time to work with, considering that they do have that second penalty, so they'll still be man up in that situation.
Yeah, man, I still can't believe that Pope was able to get back.
Yeah,
to
I
make
thought that was a goal for sure, but I think that the Knights just took a little bit too long to get that ball from, I think it was Sean Lamb running with the ball from X to passing it up top. If you got that ball off quicker, then whoever had that cleaner angle would have been able to put it away a lot faster.
Yeah, definitely. Even still, though, Cade Rich has one of the fastest shots on the team.
Most definitely.
It's just an incredible play by the goalie. You got to give him credit.
Definitely have to give Pope credit there. He ran about 10 yards behind Cage and had to sprint back to get in front of that. So,
yeah. Oh man, now you're in the timeout. Obviously, offensively, the Knights are going to be drawing up something to be able to get a goal, because you have to get a goal. You're 2 men up. You're 2 men up for 10 more seconds. You're going to be a man up for another 50 seconds after that. And you got to make sure that you get a score here. And then, as we were saying, hopefully the faceoffs start going the Knights' way in the fourth quarter to be able to put a little bit of a run together.
Yeah, they need that time of possession, because they've got to start running some goals together with getting some stops if they're going to have any chance of making a comeback here in the last quarter of this game.
Yeah, and if you're the Knights on this extra man possession, you're probably going to be looking. You have your big outside shooters, Kimber and Rich, on the extra man unit, or if the defense presses out to those outside shooters, hopefully those shooters can find the skip lanes down to Schmidt or Westcott or Lamb to be able to have an easy on the crease look. But you have to put the work in to make the defense rotate, because if you just try and throw those skips when the defense can see everything that's coming and they're mentally calm, it's a lot more difficult to be able to find opportunities like that.
But even then, even if they don't get it off in the first 10 seconds,
exactly,
they still have that man-up opportunity.
Yeah. And so that's what I meant to say, is that the offense needs to not feel like they have to force a shot right now when you're 2 men up, but make sure that you make the defense work and create a good quality look that you know will go in, instead of taking the easy hands-free shot that the defense is going to give you already.
All down.
Oh, that is a miscue.
That is not what you want as an
Just
offensive
cannot
player.
afford.
But with that transition, even with that, the Knights are able to maintain possession. And just, I guess, the good thing to look at that is that the best thing to look at is that the shot clock was reset off that. But beyond that, that was really sloppy. I might have heard some of the fans here, at least from Muhlenburg, calling that they think that should have been some slashes there because they were all over, not on his hands.
Or a body check to the head as the player was going to the ground.
Yeah, but it was not necessarily the clean double team there.
Oh,
there was a shot
great look
from Peyton Kimber from the top right there, about 15 yards out. He was able just to beat the goalie. It looked like top left there from the angle I'm looking at. Just a great look there on the man-up opportunity. So with that, the penalty is released, and we're back to even here. But the Knights needed that score, but they've got to continue to get possession here if they want to even have the chance. So hopefully Hobson is able to get a few more wins here at X here at midfield,
or at the very least tie up the face-off enough that Bear and Millington can get in there. Those are two of the best ground ball guys on the team. If you can get them in with a chance to scoop it up, it gives you a lot higher percentage of being able to win the face-off and get possession.
You most definitely. You need someone out there who can get that ball. But with that, ball was one behind. Feaster was able to get it behind him and able to get that possession. Although the Knights here are contesting here really close at midline. They're keeping the ball towards the box.
Good double team, but it creates a bad opportunity.
Fast break opportunity for Muhlenburg. Although mishandled pass gives the Knights a little bit of a break here to settle in and get on defense here. The Knights are fighting for the ball, obviously. They understand that they have to get possession quickly if they want a chance at this.
They had 2 or 3 opportunities there, but Russ Anderson just overran the ball. He had a great body check to create an opportunity for himself to scoop it, but because of the momentum of that body check, carried himself over the ball and allowed the Mules to scoop it back up and maintain possession.
Muhlenburg, number 21 with the shot here. That was James Delamonte, who has kind of a hot hand tonight. Him and Ethan Grossman have both been doing very well in this game. But with that, just went wide of cage, and Grossman is going to take it.
And that was a great approach by Pat Reese on Delamonte to force him into a lower angle shot, because the shot that he was looking at probably would have gone in with the way his night's gone.
Yeah, but with that, the ball did not hit cage or keeper, so therefore, the shot clock, they are down to their last 15 seconds. They got to get a shot quickly off if they don't want to get a. With that, number 21, again, James Delamonte, who we've been talking about, who has a hot shooting hand tonight, with another goal there. Just went bottom left corner again.
And that's just a frustrating one to give up if you're the Knights. These goals that are wide open, not even contested, in the last 5 seconds of the shot clock.
You're fighting your best to get them down to that, those final seconds, but then they're just able to beat, not have that man covered, and it's definitely frustrating for the Knights.
Yeah, on that one, it almost looked like, because the ball was on the ground within the last 10 seconds, it looked like they sent another 2 or 3 guys to try and go help with the ground ball, but the Mules were able to pick it up, and that created that wide open backside opportunity.
And with that, the Knights, Hobson is able to get the ball out in front of him, but not able to get possession of it. Although the Knights are able to get possession in offense here.
Great ground ball by Westcott.
And he's going to draw the flag. There was some helmet contact there with that check. Number 15 didn't like the call as he was gesturing towards the ref. Oh, ball knocked out.
Man.
And that's gonna blow the whistle and get a dead ball, and the Knights are gonna have a man-up opportunity. Would have been really great for the Knights there to get a shot off and with that flag down to get to be able to have an opportunity there to go into the next phase with man-up opportunity.
Especially with the nature of that penalty, it could almost be considered an and-one goal, is what you could call it. Because if you score when a slash is down or a couple of other penalties, those penalties don't get waved off when you score. They get enforced. And so you could score and then be able to have a man-up opportunity. It's just frustrating to see you not be able to get a shot off at all.
Yeah, most definitely. But the Knights here, they understand they need a score here. Ball working around the perimeter. They're just trying to get this defense moving, trying to get them to close out and try to find that opening, maybe a skip pass, and get that guy in the middle open. Again, working the ball around. Up top to Cade. Rich takes a shot, bounces off the keeper, and it's going to go to midfield here. Hopefully the Knights are going to be able to get possession of it. They are. Cade Rich is able to get it.
Nice ride.
With that ride, Sean Lamb able to force the defender to throw the ball out of bounds as he was on that play there. With that, the Knights have 10 seconds left on the penalty. Got to get a shot off quick if they want to do this in this, or otherwise they're going to have to settle back into 6v6. Shot taken just wide left of Cage.
And the penalty releases.
Ball passed up top here. Knights working it around top here. Looks like Cade Rich and Peyton Kimber working. Cade going to the substitution box to get another offensive player on the field. Looks like Garlius out here. Has some speed on him, looking for the
good skip look.
Stolen out of the air by the defender there. That was a good cross pass there, looking for that skip pass on the back door there, but number 3, that is Michael Fody, was able to snatch that ball out of the air and just keep it on, or get that possession for Muhlenburg.
He almost kind of set up that skip pass. He kind of hid in the middle a little bit and knew that skip lane was open and was able to jump it as soon as the ball left the stick.
Yeah, most definitely. Kind of baited that, as you would say. But with that, Muhlenburg is back on offense here. Working the ball around. And Ethan Grossman with the ball, looking for the skip pass, top left, shot taken, going wide of goal. Going to go out of bounds, but it looks like the possession is still going to be awarded to Muhlenburg on that.
Coach Lamb is arguing that Nick Bear was closer to the ball when the ball went out, and he has, a foot to stand on with that argument.
Mishandled pass there on the doorstep. Would have been a goal, probably most likely turned that into a goal. But
I can almost guarantee it would have been a goal. It was Delamonte with the ball on his stick.
But RV was it. But with that mishandled pass, RV was able to get it. Quick transition. Ball went in, but we'll see what they call it. They're going to call.
They're going to call push with possession.
Stand, and they're going to call push with possession on Muhlenburg, which should give possession to the Knights here on the start, or maybe not, but we're going to be looking here that there will be a man-up opportunity here for the Knights after that score.
Yeah, and the officials are going to confer.
They're waving it off.
They're waving the flag off, so the goal stands.
Goal stands, waving the flag off, and we're going to go here to center field for the next phase.
Now, obviously, that flag in that situation is a little bit worrisome if you're the offense, because the way that the new crease dive rule is set up, if you dive towards the goal mouth, is the phrasing in the rule book, you can be flagged as an offensive player, and that's a 1-minute penalty for you, which, depending on if you make contact with the goalie or if it was an intentional dive, anything like that, because it puts the goalie in a dangerous position, that could be 2 or 3 minutes, or maybe non-releasable, depending on how the officials want to implement it.
And again, Frankie Feaster there able to win that at midfield there on the face. Knights are down by 3, and they understand that they've got
They are throwing a flag on Feaster.
I did not see were they calling it?
We're going to have to wait and see what they signal, but the official is signaling non-releasable.
Maybe he may have been hearing something on the field that we don't. I mean, I know that who knows? I didn't see. It looked like he was just protecting. It didn't look like he was warding.
I think what the official is signaling is unnecessary roughness to the head, and it's a non-releasable penalty on Feaster. And so when he lowered his shoulder, I don't think he lowered just his shoulder, is what the officials are saying. That he lowered his helmet into Hobson's, which we did see Hobson's head snap back when the contact was made.
That makes sense. Yeah, obviously the refs are here to protect the players. Crowd wasn't happy about the call, but that was the ref saw something that looked like it was some of the people are, there are some fans here from Muhlenburg that didn't like the call, as I could hear up here in the box on the visitor side here.
And obviously, from a fan perspective, that's not a call that you see very often, is a call on the offensive player who has the ball getting a flag thrown on him while he's carrying the ball.
Yeah, especially, but yeah, and Knights taking a quick shot here. That was Sean Lamb taking the shot going over cage, but, the Knights are able to back up the shot.
But because it's a non-releasable penalty, it would be advantageous to the Knights to score quickly here and be able to have a man-up face-off.
Oh, got to back up that shot. That is
goodness
go out of bounds. That is a mistake you can't have. Lamb is very frustrated with that. He's looking at his hands just with disbelief that happened. I mean, uncontested. Neither of the players had any reason to mishandle the pass and catch there.
And that's just one of those things where, kind of back to the fundamentals, you take your eye off the ball because you think you're going to catch it, right? It's like in football when a receiver turns upfield before they've actually made the catch, and they drop it every time.
Yeah, most definitely. And with that, we expect, obviously, Muhlenburg here just to kill the rest of the penalty. There's only 4 seconds left and get that released and continue in play here. With that, the penalty is released. We're back to 6v6 out here. And Muhlenburg is just going to kill the clock as much as they can. They understand the situation. They're up by 3. They're going to try to use all 80 seconds as much as they can to bring that game clock down as much as possible.
No.
With that, a back there look. Looks like Ethan Grossman was able to find number 0, Scott Fayan, on the backdoor cut there, and just easy goal there on the doorstep. Can't do much on that when you're RV. Definitely a little bit of miscommunication on the defense. Just everyone was ball watching, looking back back there,
and you had 2 defenders go slide to the ball instead of just 1. So definitely miscommunication on that front, which messes up your backside rotations.
Yep.
And now the Knights almost have to play perfect to be able to get the ball back, because the way their face-off percentages are, and the fact that their defense doesn't cause a ton of turnovers on the whole. You kind of have to play the full 80 seconds if you're the Knights and hope that they either take a bad shot or throw it out of bounds themselves.
And with that, it looks like we're having a little bit of a change, too, at midfield here for the face. 32, Sean Lamb is out there on the face, probably just because he does have good stick skills, or at least handling the ball. And he's able to get the ground ball off this face. And they're able to get this going here and get another offensive possession. That's a good sign. Talking about being perfect, that's a start. Mm-hmm. Now the Knights need to come out with a goal here off the keeper, but not a good look there to get the goal. But
great ride though.
Great ride, check. Got the ball out of bounds, and the Knights are going to maintain possession here. The Knights really they have to come out with a goal here if they even want a chance at a comeback.
And you have to get a goal quickly.
Coming to the last 4 minutes of play here, the Knights are working the ball around. Ball's at X here, mishandled pass by Sean Lamb. Ball's going to go out of bounds, though, as the Muhlenburg defender swatted it out of bounds.
Yeah, Kyle Lando had a chance to pretty much end the game there if he could have got possession of that ground ball.
Another shot taken. Whistle was blown, I believe, before the shot was taken. It looks like the refs are conversing about something here.
Probably not.
I think they were discussing the shot clock. It wasn't where it was supposed to be, I believe, and they're going to talk to the table here to try to get that corrected.
I think the question was because while Muhlenburg did force the ball out of bounds, he didn't necessarily have possession of the ball to reset the shot clock for the Knights.
Yeah. And which is what had happened, is that they're getting it back to where it should have been.
Yeah. And if you're the Knights here, you're really going to have to try and lean on your attack unit.
With that shot taken, just over cage, Knights are maintain possession. They're down to just under 40 seconds on their play clock, or shot clock, however you want to call it. They really need to come out with a score here. They're eating up a lot of time here. They're down to 3.5 minutes. At this point, if they're the way they're playing, I mean, they have to get some scores going if they want a chance at this comeback.
Oh. That was a great slide and body check.
Slide. Sean Lamb is down on the ground, but that was a great slide, great look. Some frustration, it looks like. But looks like the Knight player is still down on the field here as we're going into the offensive transition here for Muhlenburg. They are going to play it, blow the whistle dead here, as there is a player down for a, I believe, I guess you would call it an injury timeout.
Yeah. Yeah, the officials blew the whistle dead because there was a player on the ground.
But yeah, so coming back into this, Muhlenburg will have possession. You know, with 3 minutes of play left and 4 points down for the Knights, you know, it's looking a little bit difficult for them at this point to come back in this game, especially with the way that you know, possession has been going for them in some of these shots.
Exactly. And now, obviously, if you're the Knights defense, you kind of have to assume you have to play perfectly, like we've said. You've put yourself into the position where you have to be 100% efficient on offense, 100% efficient on defense, which means you can't allow any goals, and you have to score on every possession that you get offensively. But to be able to do that and have the time constraints, you kind of have to assume that Muhlenburg is going to use all of the shot clock on their possessions that they have. And so if you look at that, the amount of time that's going to be left for you offensively, assuming that if you score and Muhlenburg wins the face-off every time, you're going to have about 10 seconds per possession on average to try and put a goal in, which means you're going to have to get the ball upfield fast once you get a save, and you're going to have to be pushing hard in transition. You're going to have to take some risks. You can't pull the ball out and try and settle it down and get your subs in. It's just you just don't have enough time on the clock.
Not enough time. I mean, in a perfect situation, you know, maybe you can get a possession a minute if you're in a perfect situation. But even then, that's not, you know, being down by 4. It's going to take a lot of very quick transition plays, like you're saying, and getting this and taking some risk if you want to try and come back. If not, you know, you got to play strong here at the end just to make sure that, you know, you keep it a respectable game at this point. And don't break down here.
And defensively, honestly, with the way the clock is right now, ooh, there's a dangerous spot to pull the goalie. And who else but James Dalamonte?
With that, he take a ticket, and they pulled the goalie because they wanted the extra defender, but he was able to just run around them, not having any. There wasn't any position, you know, body position correctly on that. He was able to get around really quickly and still get down. And with no goalie in cage, obviously, you just pass it in there, and pretty much is going to go in.
Yeah, and strategically, that's just kind of dangerous because the ball is above goal line. There's a chance to score, and there's nobody there to stop it, right?
Yeah,
so you kind of wonder if it would have been better to not pull the goalie all the way, still have him within range of the goal, and have the defense try and force him behind GLE.
And with that, great save by RV there. Ball on the ground, and the Knights are going to get possession of it. Getting it back to their keeper here, RV. Passing it out here. Now they just got to get the clear here for the Knights.
And as we were talking about, you don't have time to waste.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, here we are down into the last 2.5 minutes of play of this game. And Jacob Lamb is just going to leg it over midfield here. Get the ball passed over to Hobson.
My goodness.
Bad pass, but you know, no defender there to challenge the ground ball. Skip pass here. Good spin move. I thought he was going to take the shot there, but decides to back it out. And there's
goal.
There's that low angle shot there from number 14, Chandler Westcott. He was able to just beat the goalie on the back post there. Definitely a low angle shot that can be difficult, but if you have that goalie beat, you can definitely put it away every time. But
now if you're the Knights, you got to win the next faceoff. That's just how it is. Hobson has to tie up Feaster and create the opportunity for Sean Lamb and Seth Millington to get in and get those ground balls.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, at this half, I don't think the Knights have had any infractions at
They had one on the first faceoff of the half, but since then they've been good and they've laid off it. So.
But definitely the Knights need to do that. It looks like the wings are playing lower here. The LSM and Knights, Sean Lamb is back on the field trying to win this ground ball. Everyone's just kind of kicking it. Everyone's trying to scoop at it. Just kind of hard to get it, but Muhlenburg is able to come up with it. And with that shot taken, but great save by RV. Got to get that quick outlet pass here. Looks like it went to Hobson there on the outlet, but settling it down just a little bit. And Hobson's going to be able to take it down here on the left side.
Don't have time to settle it.
Got it, but got to.
You got to get it dodged, and you got to push goal.
Schmidt with the ball, passing up to number 18. That is Russ Anderson. The Knights really got to get an opportunity here, pushing the ball here if they want a chance at this. Coming down to the last minute of play, shot taken, saved by Pope. With that, you know, Muhlenburg's definitely going to try to eat up as much of the clock as they can.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if the Knights can't get the ball back on this ride, that's going to be the game.
Well, that's pretty much it at this point, where the game clock is less than the play clock. So at this point, as long as Muhlenburg can hold on to the ball, they can just end the game at this point, which it looks like that's what they're doing. They're just going to keep the ball, hold it outside on the perimeters. If they get challenged, find the outlet pass, and then just keep it there. Just make sure that the Knights have no opportunity at getting the ball and getting a possession and scoring here. Down to the last 20 seconds of play. Muhlenburg just setting, just like we were talking about, just keeping the ball away from the Knights players. Last 10 seconds. Ethan Grossman with the ball. He just rolls it down there knowing that the clock is going to run out and that there's no time for this, and that's game. Players, going out to their keepers, telling them,
we better watch out.
Them.
Russ Anderson better be held back by one of his teammates. We don't want to see any kind of brawl happen at the end of this game here.
Need that. Everyone needs to keep it cool. Everyone needs to be eligible to play in the next game. Just get in there, support your goalie, tell him good job, go shake hands with the other team, and then just go to the locker rooms.
Yeah, and Josh, this is a frustrating one to let go. You had it really close. You had a couple of opportunities. There were just a couple of mental errors, a couple of taking your eyes off the ball, and just some balls that didn't bounce your way.
Yeah. Well, with that, we want to thank you. This broadcast was produced by the Knights Sports Network, an all-student-run broadcasting unit here at Southern Virginia University. Again, thank you for viewing this broadcast, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one. Thank you, and have a great day.